I'm here with Lucas. We're at Boreham Wood and we're going to be doing a mock test today.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Have you got your driving license with you?
My first is right.
Is that you?
I think so. Maybe.
Can you read the number plate on that grey car there?
Give me a hard one there. NL16N.
That will do. If you've clicked this thumbnail, then you'll have seen that this guy's had, how many hours of driving you had?
10 hours of lessons, driving altogether. Yeah.
You've had 10 hours of driving lessons altogether.
Can you show me where the engine oil would go and how would you check it?
So the engine oil would go here.
Yep.
You fill it up there and then you check it on a flat surface first of all. You pull up the dipstick.
Yep.
You take it out, you clean it with a cloth or tissue or anything. Then you put the dipstick back inside, take it out, and then the oil should be sitting between the minimum and maximum.
That's beautiful, you know your stuff.
Yeah.
That's it, close it up.
Sure.
That's one way of doing it.
You've had 10 hours. How do you feel about your driving?
I think I'm pretty confident at it. I think that's why I'm here. I want you to assess my ability. I wouldn't be here if I didn't know how to control it.
You're having driving lessons with someone that's quite famous, aren't you?
I am, yeah. Mark Zondo on TikTok.
Big up to Mark from Zondo Driving. If you are watching my content, probably if you're watching Boreham Wood, you definitely know Mark. Definitely go check him out. He does some really, really good stuff.
If I do bad in this test, Mark.
It's all Mark's fault.
It's all on you, mate.
It's all Mark's fault. It's definitely not. 10 hours of driving. I mean, we can't be blaming anything on Mark. Do you want to tell everyone when your real test is?
So my real test is booked in July. I'm not gonna say the actual date.
You didn't even have to say that. You could have said, no, I don't want to tell anyone.
Nah, early July, everyone.
Will you let us know how you do?
Definitely.
Yeah? Okay, that'd be nice. If you are interested in doing a mock test on the channel, then I'll put my Instagram down here. Follow me, send me a DM, and then we can talk about it, and that's exactly what we did. And just like always, like, comment, and subscribe, because it really does boost the video, pushes it out to a wider audience, and I really appreciate the support. So yeah, like it, share it, comment, and give him some love in the comments, because I think it's quite brave coming to do a mock test with only 10 hours of driving.
I think it's gonna be funny.
Now,
it's gonna be enjoyable to watch, that's all I can say.
I'm giving him what I would consider to be the hardest test route.
Yeah. Thanks a lot.
Now, I don't normally do warm-up drives. And I do apologise for anyone who's come on my channel and didn't get a warm-up drive. He did get one, but that's because of where we met. I've seen him drive, he's not bad. He's not bad. I think this could be interesting. So all times, I like to follow the road ahead, unless I tell you to turn left or turn right, or unless road signs indicate otherwise. If I need you to turn, I should tell you in good time, or I will tell you in good time. We're going to take in one reversing manoeuvre, possibly an emergency stop.
Yep.
And I'll also be asking you either tell me question on the move or show me question on the move. And we're going to be following sat-nav for approximately 20 minutes, so independent driving. So when we see you next, we'll be starting this thing. So whenever you're ready, drive off to the right.
Okay, sure.
As I said in the intro, he drove really well in the warm-up, but the moment this test started, well, let's just say, test nerves, they hit him. And then we're going to take the next road on the right, where that white Mini's going.
Sure.
And end of the road left. This is a simple right turn, and currently his view is clear, but as we get closer, these two parked cars block his visibility. He emerges slightly too quickly, and something's coming, forcing him to stop. This may seem harsh, but the speed at which he's emerged is simply the problem. This is a serious fault for observations at junctions. If you find yourself in a similar situation, just take your time, lean forwards in your seat and creep forwards. If you then need to stop, that's just fine. Don't rush.
Right here, yeah. Left or right?
Left.
Okay, sorry.
This junction he has no problem, and we make our way to the end of the road, where a van cuts across the junction in front of his path. And then we're going to take the next road on the left, which is just past these buildings.
Sure.
He pretty much handles the situation. The van just cuts across his path, slightly. My only criticism would be that he could have braked a little harder and earlier. At this junction, he does well to take his time. After he turns, he does get a little bit close to parked cars. The road is tight, and really he should be sitting slap bang in the middle, especially as he has nothing coming towards him.
And then at the roundabout, you're just going to follow the road ahead. Okay?
Sure.
At this roundabout, he's a little bit hesitant, but it really isn't a major issue, so in this case, it's just not noteworthy. And then his steering's ever so slightly off, taking a slightly wider turn around this roundabout. In this instance, there's nobody else here, and it's not really a big enough issue, just noted.
And then if you could just find somewhere to pull up on the right in a safe place for me, please.
Sure.
Before he does that, he has a meeting situation he has to deal with, and he stops nicely positioned well to allow the vehicle to come past. But when he goes to move away, he struggles and stalls the car. He just brings his clutch up way too quickly. He does regain control, but still kangaroos slightly up the hill and again close to parked cars.
Sit on the right.
Yes, if you can.
Sure.
He then locates a suitable spot.
Okay?
Yeah.
You good?
Yeah.
It's a whole different ballgame doing a test,
I
isn't
know,
it?
yeah, it's completely different.
But
Not like
it's a really good experience.
that.
Okay?
Yeah.
That's how you need to take it. So I'd like you to reverse the car back now about 10 meters, keeping reasonably close to and parallel to the curb.
Sure, okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah.
Deep breath.
I don't know why the car was going like... I don't know.
We'll talk about it at the end now. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so whenever you're ready.
Okay.
Overall, he does well here. He does start moving the car before checking his right blind spot, but it happens so quickly afterwards. In this case, I'm going to put this as not noteworthy. But be careful. On your test, check it before you move. He then responds well to an oncoming car stopping as it comes past. Then again does a full all-round check. And then reverses back safely the 10 meters.
That'll do, Lucas. That'll do. Okay?
Yep.
So we're going to start the independent drive from here.
Shaky little start, but hopefully I'll get better.
Tests will do that to you, mate. That's why they're so important.
I know.
If you're not sure where you're going, you can ask, okay?
Okay, sure.
All right, so whenever you're ready.
Lukas now accidentally puts it in third. He tests it to see if he's pushed it left, but it's already in gear.
Engine's not on, is it?
Remember what I said about the gas pedal?
Oh, yeah.
And he's still very much getting used to my car.
That's always with the handbrake.
Forgetting everything out now.
No. Is this your car? Have you been learning in it?
As he goes to move away, he just doesn't have the power and stalls. But just like before, he recovers very quickly, finds first gear, and then we're off. He deals with the next junction well, and then he again struggles with his gears. At this next junction, we're turning left. He puts it in second and then just forgets.
Turn left.
He also emerges a little bit quickly. He is looking, but it's just a little bit quicker than it should be. And again, recovers quickly.
It's a bit like a roller coaster there, wasn't it?
The next roundabout he does well, and then we're coming up to the Stirling corner, which is a large, complex junction.
All good.
After 300 yards, cross the roundabout and take the second exit.
And the car has a slight malfunction, which is not his fault. He approaches correctly in the left-hand lane and then waits for a suitable gap.
Cross the roundabout and take the second exit.
And then checks mirrors and signals in good time for exit. He takes a little while to pick up speed, but he does in this new 40 zone. Once he feels comfortable and comes round the bend, that is.
After 250 yards, go right on the roundabout and take the 4th exit.
This roundabout can be tricky, and overall he does well, but as I said before, the car has a slight malfunction. He is also a little bit late on the brakes.
Go right on the roundabout and take the 4th exit.
My right foot was ready. This is a driver fault for Junction's approach speed. Then we have the electrical fault. This could be a problem, but the car is still running.
Press the OK button. No, it's on your steering wheel. That's it. All right, I'm going to put that down to the car for now, okay?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Don't worry about that now.
We did miss an opportunity to go, but it's certainly not his fault.
That's car. Nothing to do with you.
Okay, I was thinking because I don't know what I was doing wrong.
No, you didn't do anything wrong. That was a little mechanical thing, but normally it's like a little glitch in the system. So don't just ignore that. You just concentrate on what you're doing.
He perfectly takes the next opportunity. When he goes to exit the roundabout, on the day I marked it as a driver fault, but I've chosen to revise this for the video. You'll see that coming up soon.
It's important just to try and stay as relaxed as possible in an uncomfortable situation. Yes?
Yep.
He keeps good lane discipline and then exits in the right-hand lane, the lane that this lane takes us to.
That sat nav gone off.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're obviously exiting here.
I'm still going the right way though.
Yeah,
aren't I?
you're going the right way.
On the day, I gave him the benefit of the doubt, and I didn't mark him too harshly. But the two mistakes he makes here is 1, he doesn't pick up his speed quickly, and 2, he loses slight lane discipline. Turning right 4th exit at this roundabout, you exit in the right-hand lane, so it's essential that you pick up speed quickly and maintain good discipline, immediately putting on your signal to let the vehicles know that you wish to come back to the left. Don't fret if you get passed on the left while you're trying to do this. If you're doing everything you can, it's not your fault. But if you're not playing your part, it will go against you. On the day, this car malfunctioned through him and possibly me too. And he wanted to know how this would have been perceived, how he'd handled it. So if he'd done exactly the same thing without the car malfunction, this is how I would have marked
So you're
it.
obviously exiting here.
I'm still going the right way though. aren't
Yeah,
I?
you're going the right way.
Lukas is accelerating, but not fast enough. He should also be checking his mirrors and signalling to show his intent that he needs to come back to the left. He also loses his lane discipline. And with these two factors combined, this van coming up behind is now a problem. He does, however, now pick up speed and move back to the middle. And because this car's now just pulled into the middle lane too, he's a little bit close to the vehicle in front. However, it does pull away. He then moves back to the left a little bit early, cutting slightly in front of the vehicle he just overtook. He should have waited a little bit longer before making that maneuver. And because of the electrical fault, we lose the sat-nav.
So I'm going to direct you for a moment because we've got no sat-nav.
Yeah.
Okay?
I do get it working again, but it's not displaying the route properly, so I continue to give him route
After
directions.
3/4 of a mile, keep right.
Okay, so we're going to be following the road ahead at the roundabout. Okay?
Yeah.
He's a little bit late in responding to the traffic signs, so I remind him again. On this particular route, if you don't position early enough, you could end up not being able to get across.
Following the road ahead at the roundabout. 2nd exit.
Especially at busy times, as the traffic can be quite backed up. But he does now position well in the middle lane.
After 400 yards, keep right, then cross the roundabout and take the 2nd exit.
Again, he has sound from the sat-nav, but no visuals. Could anything else go wrong today? He now maintains his position all the way up to the roundabout.
Keep right, then cross the roundabout and take the 2nd exit. Cross the roundabout and take the 2nd exit, then take the 3rd left.
His lane discipline throughout this roundabout is good. Quite often on the exit, learner drivers can make mistakes.
A lot of mechanical problems today.
Yeah. I'm going to clear the route and then just start it again, okay?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
He clears the roundabout well, and then a couple of junctions later, after we reset the car, we do the emergency stop exercise.
Hopefully the car survives this, right? So we're going to do the emergency stop exercise.
Okay, I've never done this before.
You've never done this before?
No.
You've seen content? This is what happens when you come for a mock test. You've already done 10 hours of driving lessons.
Mm-hmm.
But we're going to do the emergency stop exercise. I'd like you to bring the car to an immediate and abrupt halt into full control. My signal will be stop.
Yeah.
I'll be making sure it's nice and safe behind us.
Yeah, okay.
Okay?
Sorry about that.
It's all right. It's fine. Okay?
Yeah, okay, let's do it.
Are
Yeah.
you ready?
Yeah.
Obviously, only stop if you have to, but don't
Yeah.
stop until I tell you to, okay?
Yeah, okay.
If
Yeah.
that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Okay, drive on.
It's not a great idea to be doing this for the first time when you're on a mock test, but he has seen content and he does okay here. It could be a little bit more prompt.
And stop. Thank you very much. I'm going to ask you to do that
Bloody
again.
hell. Okay.
Drive on when you're ready.
Didn't expect it to be that hard. My eyes felt like they were going to pop out of my head.
Drive on when you're ready.
If you've never felt that kind of harsh braking before, it can be a bit of a shock.
Is that a G-force?
Oh my God, I've never felt that sort of force before.
Okay, you're back on sat nav, yeah?
Yeah, sure.
After a few junctions, we have to deal with an ambulance. He has only had 10 hours of driving, but if you hear a siren, the first thing you should be doing is looking to see where it's coming from.
After 100 yards, go left on the roundabout and take the first exit. Then turn left. Go left on the roundabout and take the first exit. Then turn left.
He should have seen in his mirrors that it's coming up behind, and now all he needs to know is it coming our way?
After 200 yards, turn left.
You'll notice the vehicle behind immediately applies a signal
what's coming
and
up
looks for a
behind
place to pull up.
Okay, so just slow down. Come a little bit to the left. Slow down. Could always use a signal as well.
Mhm.
Okay, that's it. You're back in control.
Turn left.
With more experience, he should and would have responded sooner and found a more suitable place for us to stop. But because I had to intervene, that's a serious fault for response to other road users. A little further on the road, he again gets a little bit too close to parked cars. There are no oncoming vehicles, and he definitely could position a little bit more to the right. Skimming these vehicles is not a good idea. If somebody opened a door, that would be a problem.
And just when it's safe to do so, could you put your rear demister on for
After
me, please?
200 yards, turn right.
That'll do, thank you very much.
It's alright.
Nice and easy.
No problems there at all. The sat-nav is about to come to an end, and just afterwards he has a tricky emerge onto a dual carriageway. It is quite busy, and he's stuck here for a little while, waiting for a safe gap. When emerging onto a dual carriageway like this, you must always consider either the middle or the right-hand lane too, as the nose of your vehicle can swing out. Lukas, who's probably feeling a little bit under pressure, chooses to move just as a van is coming past in the right-hand lane. And it does work out. However, you should always consider the impact that you could be having on the driver of that vehicle. And what makes it slightly worse is there was nothing behind the van which would have prevented him from emerging. I didn't like it, and for this reason, because it wasn't such a major issue, I'm just going to driver fault this for turning left. Lukas notices that I flinched, and we discuss this in a second. He then picks up his speed nicely here.
Scared you a little bit, isn't it, that jump?
What, that acceleration?
Yeah.
No.
No, you know, coming onto the dual carriageway.
The emerge.
Yeah. You thought I was going to go into the van, didn't you?
It was an unnecessary risk. Lukas is turning right third exit on the apex corner, this large complex roundabout, and he's trying to move across into the right-hand lane. If he had read the road markings, he'd see that he doesn't need to. He does safely move across though. And he makes sure he gets all the way to the right. As he makes his way around this roundabout, he just slightly loses his lane discipline. He doesn't interfere with anybody, but it could be a bigger problem on a different day. Because he's chosen the right-hand lane to go around the roundabout, he's now in the right-hand lane of this dual carriageway, and he should be picking up his speed. He does eventually get moving. But he does pick the speed up to about 56 miles an hour as he goes past this green car in the middle lane. He does bring the speed back down again almost immediately, but it is possible for that to just be a driver fault, but today that's a serious for use of speed. He now realizes his mistake. He now holds the middle lane for quite a while as he's trying to pass these two vehicles, which he's perfectly entitled to do. It just takes a while. Just as he did before when he was coming the other way, he starts to move in front of the motorbike a little bit early. This time he thinks better of it, waits, leaves a safe gap, and then moves across. That is a much safer distance. All he has to do now is take the second exit on the next roundabout and then turn into the car park. In the car park though, he makes a mistake.
And then at the roundabout, nice and easy, we're going to take that second exit.
Sure.
Lukas correctly maintains the left-hand lane, but as he goes to exit the roundabout, he just signals a little bit too early. I chose to driver fault this, but this could have been much worse. His positioning is only just about level with this exit. And then he signals. Fortunately, the drivers stay where they are, reading his positioning and speed.
And then you're just going to take the next road on the left into the car park.
Sure.
And once again, it's his clearance that's the problem. And this time, I have to intervene.
Take this next road on the left.
It's possible that he may have avoided this van, but it's way too close.
And then we're just going to drive into any bay you like. It doesn't have to be in the bay. Just, it's a little bit too close there, buddy. And then if you just drive into, again, sorry to touch your knee there, mate.
That's right.
If you just drive into the bay on the right-hand side, it doesn't need to be in the bay. It doesn't need to be perfect here. Just
He now picks the wrong bay and gets quite close to this black car and is late on the brakes.
That's it.
Good enough.
That will do. That will do. Secure the vehicle for me. And you can now rest. You're done. You can switch your engine off. How was that?
You know what? It didn't go as terribly as I thought it would. I know that I made a bunch of serious faults there.
Okay. What do you think was a serious fault?
Well, the most obvious one, the one that just happened to, I was too busy. I don't know what I was concentrating on.
That's a little bit too close there, buddy.
Um,
That was close. That was really close. Way beyond the sort of buffer zone that you'd want for judgment, yes?
yeah.
And on my line of sight, that was, so I just, I got to push it slightly to the, I couldn't risk you getting any close. You may not have hit it, it just would have been so close.
There was an ambulance behind, you intervened.
Slow down. Come a little bit to the left. Slow down. Could always use a signal as well. Okay, that's it. You're back in control.
I didn't even know that it was there.
Have you ever come across a situation like that before?
No.
No, you see, I mean, you've been driving 10 hours. This is the thing about driving as well. And I think most learner drivers would struggle with that. Have you ever had like an ambulance or police car coming when on a driving lesson?
No.
What are we supposed to do? If an emergency vehicle is coming, what have we got to try and do?
Make room for them to pass.
And you even think about like where we were when we were trying to pull in. Was
Yeah.
that the best place?
No, definitely
But
not.
we just left it so late to
Yeah.
deal with them.
The thing is, I saw them last second. I didn't even hear the sirens. I don't know if they were on or if
Go left on the roundabout and take the first exit.
I
They
just...
were on.
Were they?
Yeah. Do you know what it is? The moment I hear a siren, right, just wherever it is, I'm
Yeah.
looking, where are they?
Yeah.
I just need to know, is it going to be us that it's going to interfere with or not? Because sometimes they're going the other way and it's like, okay, it's not my problem. Yeah?
Yeah.
The vehicle behind you tucked in a nice spot. We just kept driving and then I intervened. Yes, obviously we're doing a mock test, not even a real one, and they've got some, they're trying to save lives. So if I say pass or fail,
Yeah.
you're going to say,
Fail.
okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that would have been a fail. That would have been a fail. Look, I want you to understand. Look, I'm talking to you guys here for a second, okay? The driving test, the importance of a mock test is so important. We met up not in Boreham Wood, and it's not always that I allow the learner driver to have a little warm up, but because we had to drive from the location where I met him to here, you did get a drive, didn't you?
Yep.
And how relaxed were you on that drive?
Really calm. It's completely different. As soon as I started the mock test.
Super calm, right? He drove really well. And I was thinking, okay, so we're going to be looking at maybe a video that's going to be about what you need to do in order to pass a driving test and also to be able to do it in such a short space of time. But the moment the test started, it was a whole different kettle of fish. So the importance of doing a mock test, go out and do one. Okay, look, I thought it was okay. There were lots of good stuff in what you were doing, and I've seen the good stuff, and I want that good stuff to be happening in test. So when we look at what happened with your clutch and your gears, that happened a few times. Can you see how something like that can also throw you?
Yeah, definitely. It completely threw me off, and then I'm like, oh, why am I making these silly mistakes? And then it's making me focus on that. And
it's just a distraction.
Yeah.
So you made a few mistakes with the clutch and the gears. It's fine. It happened. You had control of it. We also had that malfunction. I'm going to talk about observations at junctions, though. Okay. We left this car park and we turned right. That very first junction, right there. You went out into the junction. There's a vehicle coming from the left-hand side. Now, I did not need to intervene, and I didn't tell you to stop. Okay, so I didn't need to physically intervene, and I didn't verbally intervene, although I was getting very, very close. And you stopped the car. Now, this one could be a serious fault all in itself, because there's no way you should be entering the junction like that without having that visibility on the left-hand side, because we just couldn't see, and then you were just out. In fact, it is a serious fault for going straight out into a junction like that. I was inclined to driver fault it. But it was a silly little mistake at the beginning of a test. Dual carriageway, both directions. After we had that mess up with the car, it did something weird, right? You came round the Sterling corner. I thought it was really good. You're in the right-hand lane. You pick up a little bit too much speed a couple of times. 56 you got up to.
I looked at it and my face dropped. I was like, oh my God.
But again, you're driving the dual carriageway and then you move back to the left. Now, I think you know what I'm talking about because you almost did it to the motorbike. In fact, you did it to the motorbike and then you stopped yourself, right? You're cutting their noses off. Which mirror should you see them in to know that they're a safe distance back?
This one, the middle one.
So you know, right? As you go past them, the moment they're visible in that mirror, that tells you they're a safe distance. So after the car malfunction and all that, I kind of felt like you were just, and you were just sort of like getting the car across the lane. It was all a little bit like, it wasn't the smoothest of drive. You got up to 52 miles an hour on that road as well. And then you just cut the guy's nose off. Mirror changes direction. Didn't massively interfere with him, but it wasn't very nice. Then you did it to the motorbike. Clearance a couple of times, man. Okay, here, you came in, whoop. If you can, get it in, but it doesn't have to be. That's it. Right, you did it on one other car. We got really close. We just came right up behind them.
right on the roundabout and take the 4th exit.
My eyes were popping, my right foot was like going over the brake. Yes? Okay, and the last thing is, you said to me, we talked about this when we were merging onto the dual carriageway, and you said to me, you didn't like that, I made you nervous, or you got nervous there. You controlled the situation, yes? I thought you did okay there. Yes, you managed the situation. I didn't like when you went. You had the van come in. If you're driving in that right-hand lane and you see a car emerge like that, right? And you've also got a slight issue with steering a bit wide. You like to steer wide, okay? So you steered wider than you needed to. Not so much that you massively interfered with the van in that situation. You steered wide into here, you steered wide a couple of other times.
I think it's quite hard to judge the width of the car, and because you can't really tell where the curb is. I don't want to, I'm quite scared of like hitting it.
No, I get it, I get it. Also your clearance in other times as well, when you're just driving in general, you do get a bit close to vehicles sometimes. So you've got a slight issue with this side. How much do you use, like if you're doing a left turn, and it tends to happen on left turns, right? How much of an assessment of the corner are you making as you approach the junction? By the puzzled look on your face, I would say not at all, right? No, that's not true. You probably are a little bit, right? But you need to because I can't judge it any other way, right? So as I'm coming up to the junction, I'm looking at the corner. I want to know, is it a pointy one? Is it a rounded one? Where do I need to position on the approach, right? And then as I get there, I look through here to judge it. So as I'm turning, so if it's like a really sharp one, I'll probably see the curb somewhere about here on my window. And if you're not doing that, you're then like left in a, I don't know where the curb is. I'll have to overcompensate, which is what you're doing. There's a video on my channel, Wide Left Turns. It covers all the reasons why people make mistakes for going wide. Go check it out. It's up there. If you're having those issues. This is a brave man. But you know what? He wanted to test his skills. And I don't think he's a bad driver at all. I think he's just a little bit underprepared. Give him some love in the comments, please. Give him some love in the comments. If you get any value from the video, hit that like button, subscribe if you like more content, and then I will see you in the next one. Get well out.
See you later, everyone. Bye-bye.